You know, and which I also want to ask, you work a lot with women, and then there's also the other layer, right, which is working moms, and so many policies in corporate haven't changed to support working moms.
Yeah.
What is your take, especially now that you're looking to do this and you still want to have a career, and you should definitely have a career, and there's no reason you shouldn't.
I'm so glad you asked that question. I just did a whole series of mompreneur.
Yes, mompreneur, exactly.
You know what I mean?
Exactly.
And it's always a question, and it always comes up, that they feel that they're failures as mothers because they're busy running their businesses. They feel like they've missed, when they're at the soccer team, they're busy on the phone, on their laptops, and the kid is scoring, and they're like, oh my God, they missed that moment. They feel like they're missing so many moments. They feel like they're a bad mom for those kind of things. But the flip side is that they're doing it on their own terms. There is no right formula.
Yes.
Every day is a guru.
Yes.
Every moment is a guru. And ultimately, they do the best with what they have. They say that a support system is next to like God, vital at the end of the day. And also the imposter syndrome. On some, who do I think I am trying to do this, And there's no such thing as a balance. There's no such thing as, a formula of how to do it all.
There's no balance.
Yeah, there's no balance,
Every day is different.
Yeah.
Yes.
So I think the concept of mompreneur is something that was looked down upon in the past, but now it's such a powerful movement because women are like that. They're raising kids, they're building great businesses, and they're the anchors of families.
Exactly. And you know what? Support. For me, being a very ambitious, career-driven person, plus being a mom, the key ingredient that I always try to make sure my child has is love. And so where I can't give it because let's have to be somewhere else, she's with her grandparents. And she feels the same love. If not, like we have a loving nanny that she absolutely adores. Like basically, she'll even say when my nanny goes on leave and goes back home, she'll say, "Where's my Chino?" It's like So it's your child wants love, and make sure that where you can't because of work or whatever, they still feel they are surrounded by loving, caring people that really put their energies towards the child. And I found that that's worked. She's so happy if you meet her. She's the happiest.
She's a bubbly baby.
Just running up and down, you know what I mean? Yeah. So next I want to ask you though, you got involved with Future CEOs a while back, a few years ago. It's quite a big pivot from entertainment, acting, It's really about empowering the next generation and creating industries that are inclusive and just being a different type of CEO that's not just only focused
on profit-driven.
Yes. So focus on the triple bottom line. How did you pivot into it, and why did you decide to join Future CEOs as an executive director?
I feel like I couldn't deny the network that I had based on my fan base of Isidingo, and it wasn't something that I knew all of a sudden. It's something that through the process of being unemployed, because my contract, my 10-year stint on Osopi ended. So it ended, and it was a while before I found other work. So I was like, you know what? I wasn't prepared for this. I've got no work, but I've got such a great network. And I found that, and why being an entrepreneur is so vital, especially as we move forward in a post-pandemic world, is that we are the people that are actually going to build our economy as entrepreneurs. And as startups, we are the tools that creates jobs.
Yes.
And I'm a firm believer of that. Future CEO began and our mission and vision, and it's an NGO, a registered NGO. Its mission and vision is to give business education and business tools and business management tools to those graduates who are unemployed. Imagine.
Access those networks otherwise.
Yes,
Right. And I think that's one of the key things. It's for people who aren't in privilege.
Yes, definitely. And we're finding that, the kids are, they're graduating from teaching education, but they're not finding work.
Yes.
Which is criminal, and they're the gaps in the system.
Yes.
So basically, it really began, it was a business where I joined with a financial guru, which is a good combination because I bring in the creative strategies and the networking skills. And you need both, you know what I mean? You need the thinker and the doer.
Yes.
And obviously, having someone in finance in your team, that financial savvy is like golden, you know that?
Sustainability.
And just we're gonna keep this and say, go. You know, that kind of, you need that mix.
Yes.
So it began, I think we really blew up when our podcast on Future C on the digital platform of Cliff Central.
Yes.
Really out of, we were constantly out of 35 shows, we were constantly in the top 10. Because we really brought in, and because of my name and because of his network, we really brought in thought leaders, really innovative entrepreneurs from JC listed to township, power women, young people who really were doing amazing things in their communities, and that just blew up. And that was a 6 and 7 year stint.
Yes.
And so much has happened because of those podcasts, because of those shows. I now am involved with 3 other businesses, and because I had certain other people come into our studio in Rivonia and sit and chat with us, they are so willing and ready, if I ask them for something, to open that door for me.
Wow, that's amazing.
You know what I mean? So I believe that business is about trusting people and having great relationships with people, because people that I interviewed 10 years ago, if I say, pick up the phone and say, Mama, Jonga Hlubi, future CEOs, all 90, but I'm like, oh my God.
Do you still get that?
Babe, it's a privilege, darling.
But it is.
It's a blessing, that thing.
It is.
You know, when in hindsight, I'm like,
do you correct people though, or do you just accept it?
I leave it. I'm tired of correcting them.
Yes.
You know, and when people call you that, they don't change. They don't want to change, and I'm okay with that.
Yes.
And for me, it was a great,
and I think that was pivotal in society at that point in time.
You know, that changed the course of my life forever, that role.
But also, the course of South Africa, it was a very cultural, influential character, especially for like the socio-economic dynamics that exist.
Yeah.
So, Nandita, I mean, you were the first character actually on TV at that point in time that was
HIV positive.
HIV positive.
Yes.
So, it didn't change your course. It changed South Africa, to be honest.
That role changed the course of my life forever. But in that, even in that role, because it was Pan-African, it was shown in Ghana, it was shown in Swaziland, it was shown in Lesotho. When I go into work, intercontinental work, they're like 90, and I'm like, you see what God does? And you don't even know this.
Yes.
You're not even seeing these things.
And are you still involved in HIV, prevention awareness?
It's my life's work.
Amazing.
And that's why COVID for me, it's such a same WhatsApp group, because we cannot make the mistakes that we did with HIV, with COVID. And when we come to the vaccine, we cannot have the same mistakes that we made with the ARVs with regards to access and pricing.
Yes.
Do you know what I mean?
Exactly.
So, and Africa, when I realized that, because we've had HIV, Ebola, malaria, I really think as a continent, we have to have a better understanding of lessons learned from those diseases of how to handle it. Whether we're doing it now is a different story, or are doing it is a different story. I can't say that statistically, but I think that our foundation of those pandemics themselves, minor pandemics themselves of Ebola, yellow fever, HIV, those diseases, we must have learned something.
Yes. We should be more well equipped.
We must have learned something. Yes.
I mean, spoken like a true thought leader, and that's exactly what you've become. You've rebranded into a thought leader. And one of the things that, is very synonymous to your name right now is women empowerment.
Yes.
Boss ladies for days.
Yeah.
Why? What does women empowerment mean to you?
John, I don't hate men. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? I'm not a man hater, but I believe that women have to be in every single position of leadership and be seated at every single high table and executive table in the world. Do you know what I mean? And not only that, black women,
Yes.
because I'm not just a boss lady, I'm an intersectional boss lady.
Yes.
Because white women and black women, we don't have the same problems.
Exactly.
Do you understand? So I'm very intentional about black women being at the front of the conversation.
And why? Why is it important for black women to be at the, like, seated at the table?
I think we're the archetypes of society.
Mm.
And I think that if anything changes, and everything changes for the benefit of everybody, it's because that black woman did something.
Yes.
Because I am Zelian.
Yes.
You know what, which I believe is different from white feminism.
Yes.
Because white feminism will only benefit that race group of people.
Yes.
And that race group of women.
Exactly.
Do you understand that?
Exactly.
But a black woman has spoken, the entire system changes.
The community,
The entire system from the ground up.
And what are some of the challenges that you still see that exist for black women and black women empowerment right now, especially when it comes to owning, starting businesses, or even if it's just like professionals? Because we understand not everyone wants to be an entrepreneur, not everyone should be an entrepreneur, but even those in corporate, what are some of the challenges? Because we're still not seeing those numbers on the JSC, we're still not seeing those numbers on the boards, on the executive teams, on the leadership teams.
I know.
In your experience working with so many women, what are still some of the challenges?
I think there are women out there who can reiterate this question better than I in a corporate environment. But what I've seen in the spaces that I've been at is that the system of patriarchy is alive and kicking. Still, toxic masculinity is alive and kicking. And sometimes, believe it or not, pull me down syndrome by our own fellow women in spaces is still alive and kicking.
So we don't even speak about that.
No, come on now.
Speak about that. That pull me down syndrome when you see your sister.
Yes.
That I want to be the only black female at
Yes.
the table.
You know?
Can of worms.
Yeah, going along. So those are,
what can we do?
You know what? For me, I'm like, my premise is that I can only do what I can do in my spaces of influence. I can only do what I can do in my spaces of influence. So I say to myself, Hlubi, what you speak, you've got to walk the walk.
Yes.
So if I am in a space whereby I am the only black female and it feels good, I'm like, no, where is M?
Yes.
In this team?
Yes. Yes.
Where is the queer identity in this team?
Yes.
Where is the black homosexual? Where is the Muslim?
You
Where
need to
is
check
the Indian?
yourself.
Do you know what I mean?
Yes.
So I can only be a reflection and exercise my thought leadership.
You truly are, because even
in my own spaces.
100%, and you use all your platforms to do that.
I have to.
You use all your platforms to advance.
I have to.
Bring awareness.
I have to.
But people don't think like that. Why? I'm trying to understand, how do we get women to not compete with each other? Because you don't think there's money in the world.
I know.
And it's not like a zero-sum game, that if you gain, I don't gain.
Yeah.
So what do you think is the issue that especially black females feel like they need to compete with each other?
I feel like, and I'm speaking from experience in the art industry, that just because somebody got a role, it means that there was no space for me, or there's not going to be any work for me, and that's a lie.
Yes.
It's a lie.
Exactly.
That I can't, there is no space for me in the industry. Do you know what I mean? And it's so easy to believe those things because they're easy to believe and they're easy to act on and they're easy to perpetuate.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? To have the confidence and the patience among men as well, and to have the patience. And I'm not saying there's something wrong with being competitive. I'm highly competitive. Don't be mistaken.
Yes.
I'm very competitive, and I believe in being a champ.
Yes.
You know,
but that's exactly. It's competitiveness in terms of being a champion.
Yes.
Being excellent.
Yes.
And
at what you do.
Best at what you
yes.
do.
Yes.
It doesn't mean being the best at what you do means you're the only one.
Or being the best. Now I want to be my best.
Yes.
They're born alone.
Yes.
You know what I mean? I have to, and it's all an internal. You've got to tick. Something has to switch in your brain.
At which moment did that switch in your brain? What happened? Do you remember a moment where you realized? Or have you just always been like
no,
this?
You know what? I can't speak for anybody else, but I think that we learn. You know, I'm not saying that I didn't want all those things for myself. I'm not saying that it wasn't nice being the only black woman in the room. But I realized that's not the long haul game I want to play.
Because you'll also be over like dominated.
Babe, that's not the long haul game I want to play. That's very short-sighted.
Yeah.
That's short-term gratification.
Yes.
And to be leaving a legacy
Yes.
means that I ain't going nowhere.
Yes.
You know what I mean? And I say you have to be in it for the long haul.
Yes.
And that means vision.
Yes.
And that means strategy.
Yes.
And that means teamwork and collaboration.
Teamwork and collaboration. Because what's that saying? You can go quickly by
Yes,
yourself.
yes,
You can go far
yes.
with others.
I love that.
Yes. Let me check my questions. I think I've got 2 more.
Yeah, I need to write assignments. Some of us are also still studying. And I'm a lifelong learner on that note. You're always learning. So I need to go write my assignment, finish. You see why I don't drink wine during the day? At night is a different story.
It's a different story. Come alive at night.
Your sister's laughing.
So I want to speak to you as well, you know, being someone who looks after their body, their mind. In the age of social media, where there's so much pressure and expectations of how women should look like, because, you know, you're going through Instagram, snatched, you know, waist, hips, bums, makeup, hair fleek, and there's like no room for any blemishes. A lot of women are feeling very insecure because they don't feel like they look like influencers who also sometimes manipulate their images. Story. What is your advice? What is your take on just social media and also what it's doing to the insecurities of a lot of women, and especially for someone who actually doesn't go under the knife? You work on your body, you work on your mind. What advice would you give?
So I just did a show on colorism. Colorism is a preferential treatment of black people on black people, where the lighter you are, the better you're treated in society,
Yes.
the better you're treated within your own family.
Yes.
And that is because we believe in Eurocentric, even today, standards of beauty. So when it comes to social media and standards of beauty, and young people get this very wrong, and I'm trying to educate that young people have to start using social media as a positive tool, and not a tool to destroy their moral compass, their mental compass, and their own standards for success. You understand what I mean? In some countries of the world, they're thinking even of banning it because suicide, depression, anxiety have increased amongst young people.
Yes.
I find that even as an adult, I have to set specific, this is what I do now, especially in the times of COVID, where there's such fake news and everybody's got their negative spin on everything.
Yes.
I have learned to develop a skill of I have got to watch what I consume.
Yes.
Because that thing, one minute you're fine, next minute you're phoning mother because you're saying you heard some news of the story, or you feel depressed.
Yes.
And mental health right now in the times of COVID is a very serious thing.
Exactly.
I think it is the second pandemic.
Yes.
Our mental health.
It is.
So what I use social media for, I am very careful about who I follow, what I choose to consume, and what I want to get out of it. I'm not saying that I'm a boring person, that I don't like celebrities and what Instagram is used for, but I have to control how much of it I want in my life, and actually what effect it has on me, and how I feel that I am not enough or I am enough.
Yes.
Do you know what I mean?
Exactly.
I also think that the different platforms have to be used for me as a business person as well. I use it in different ways. You know what I mean? And I find that Instagram is okay. It's celeb life. It's images. It's pictures.
Lifestyle.
It's imagination. You know, it's aspiration.
It is.
For me, I use Twitter as news.
Yes.
I get and I choose. You know, I get my information and I read. I'm a reader. So I read a lot. Facebook for me is more the people that I know. Like you know what I mean? And then LinkedIn obviously is the business aspect of my professional network. I mean, I only speak business. If you follow me on LinkedIn, it's strictly business, you know?
You know, I'm gonna do a meme for you.
Yes.
You know that meme?
Yeah.
Where it's my Instagram, my Facebook.
Yeah. Please, I love those.
I'm gonna do an Instagram.
My man, Terry Martin started that. It is fantastic.
You just described it without realizing.
Yeah.
That's exactly what you
You know what I mean? So things are very. I know when I'm going there. I know exactly what I'm going to get out of it. You know, and when I need it. You know, if I want to relax, then I have a quick Instagram. No. But I think that social media can be so good, but it can be so toxic. And I think as young people who really compare, and as old people, let's not saying this is younger generations.
There's also a lot of really slick moms who are in their 50s on social media, and there's nothing wrong, but they also putting the same kind of pressure.
So the sin of comparison, I say sin, of comparing yourself to another is such a natural human thing that you actually have to stop yourself from doing it, and that's okay. I'm not saying like we're here to know what's good for us, know what's bad for us, but I believe that we really have to be on top of our own mental health and our own mental sanity and our own inner peace. Please, I'm about inner peace.
And protecting it.
And jealously. Jealously. And no negative current negativity. And I don't need that.
And so for the young viewers that we have, what advice would you give?
In closing,
I've
got an assignment. In closing,
what advice would you give them in terms of keeping their mind, mental health, their body healthy, and their soul, the inner peace, healthy?
I love that. I think for young people, from me, Hlubi Mboya, do the things that make you feel good. And energy is not just what you see and what you consume and what you read. It's what you eat. It's who you hang around. It's the music that you listen to. It's how you feel about yourself. That's energy. Your energy is actually sacred. Your inner peace is very much sacred. Do the things that you love. Do the things that make your soul good, because our soul is spirit living. Inner peace is everything. Stay close to your people, the people that love you fiercely, and I really believe in finding beauty in everything. Try and find beauty in the smallest things. Be thankful and have an attitude of gratitude.
Yes. Amen. So the last thing we need to do before we close, we need to have a little more sip and then rate the wine out of 5 wine glasses.
What do you mean 5 wine glasses?
How many glasses would you give it out of 5 wine glasses?
Oh, okay. Let's just last sip. As a non-wine drinker, I would give this a 3 out of 5.
I agree.
I would give it a 3 out of 5.
I agree.
I really am enjoying the vegan vibe.
Really?
Yeah, I do.
Where would you see yourself having this wine?
At home, outside. It's light, so I could have it like maybe just after 12, with a light salad.
After your assignment.
Afterwards. Bye! Thanks for the reality check. I love you, baby.
Thank you so much. Thank you guys for watching this episode. Thank you so much, Hlubi, for being a guest on Vino in the City. We appreciate you, we love you, and we wish that you continue to have people stand on your shoulders, because they're really, really strong and broad. So thank you so much for creating a platform through your platform. And if you guys loved this episode, you know what to do: like, share, and subscribe. And also leave your comments, and hopefully we will also see your comments and respond to them. Have a good day, and drink responsibly when you're drinking wine. Bye. No. Easy.